Transmigrated into a satisfying novel as a cannon fodder male supporting character. The original owner's college entrance exam score was swapped by his childhood friend for her white moonlight. I had no choice but to attend this remote aristocratic school. And now, a few rich classmates came up to me, slamming their workbooks hard onto my desk. Finish our homework before school tomorrow. Otherwise, you know the consequences. In the original book, the male supporting character, due to his arrogance, would rather die than give in to the various demands of the rich kid, and eventually ended up starving to death on the streets. Thinking of this, I immediately and respectfully put the homework into my backpack. Alright, I promised to complete the task. After returning home, I took out the workbooks and prepared to start, only to find dozens of 100 yuan bills tucked into each book. I roughly counted them. There were tens of thousands of yuan. As a corporate slave, when had I ever seen so much money? Instantly, with an excited heart, I began writing furiously. The original owner was the childhood friend of the female lead, Lu Ruyan. He not only tutored her, bought her meals, and ran errands for her for free, but in the end, even his provincial top scorer college entrance exam score was swapped by the female lead for the white moonlight male lead. Later, the male supporting character was unexpectedly selected by the aristocratic school and was specially admitted as an impoverished student. Not only was tuition completely free, but as long as he placed in the top 5 of the class in finals, he would also receive a scholarship. However, the male supporting character felt he was different from these trust fund kids who idled their lives away, single-handedly isolating himself from all the rich kids in the class, and was successfully ostracized and targeted by the entire class. After getting into college, he was still obsessed with the female lead, even at the cost of abandoning his studies, turning into a villain to frame the male lead. The result was being slapped in the face by the combined forces of the male and female lead, finally, ending up ruined and starving to death on the streets. I didn't expect that I would become this love-struck male supporting character. Moreover, the timeline I transmigrated into was exactly on the first day of college enrollment. My original desire to bash my head and die instantly turned into high spirits. Upon seeing the thick stack of bills at hand, I quickly finished everyone's after-school homework. At night, while lying in bed, I secretly swore to myself, since I've transmigrated into the book, I must reverse the original male supporting character's fate. My own grades are, after all, those of the college entrance exam top score. Then the first thing to do is find a way to get my score back. I irritably rolled over again, only to hear a loud crash as my bedboards collapsed. Right now, the most urgent thing is to earn good money and move to a better house. The next day, I arrived at school early and returned the workbooks to those rich kids. They were stunned for a moment, seemingly not expecting that I had actually finished their homework for them, and even thanked me with stiff faces. I nodded politely and told them to find me if they needed anything else, earning tens of thousands of yuan just for writing homework once. No matter how you look at it, I made a profit. However, half a day later, I realized I was still too conservative, because those rich kids' homework was done so well. They were praised by the teacher in class. After class, out of joy, they casually gave me another tens of thousands of yuan as a tip, earning 100,000 yuan a day. Who could understand how I felt? So, I started taking on various tasks in the class, including doing homework, running errands, buying meals, acting as a purchasing agent, and so on. Now that I was surrounded by a group of filthy rich young masters and ladies, I had to take this opportunity to make a huge fortune. This was way better than working as a corporate slave before. After class one day, I was counting the money earned from buying novels for others. Pei Jing, the most high-profile young master in the class, suddenly slammed his hand on my desk. In the original book, he was the one who led the ostracization and targeting of the male supporting character. Cold sweat broke out on my forehead. I frantically tried to recall if I had offended him since coming to school. The homework Pei Jing asked me to write was always graded excellent, and the things he asked me to buy, I never missed a single time. So how on earth did I offend this young master? Just as I was brainstorming, Pei Jing threw the novel I sold him yesterday onto my desk and said unhappily, "Refund." I snapped back to reality and said nervously, "Young Master Pei, it's a satisfying novel, so you know I wanted a satisfying novel." Pei Jing stood up straight again and frowned. What part of this book is satisfying? The male lead has a cheat code after transmigrating, but how is his life even more miserable than mine? He only drives a BMW when going out. Even my family's nanny takes the Maybach to buy groceries. I forced an ugly smile and was just about to refund him the money I received yesterday. Who knew Pei Jing would impatiently push the money back? Forget it, forget it. I've changed my tastes recently. No need to refund the money. Just help me buy an angst novel. Then he tossed a stack of cash onto me. This is your errand fee. I beamed with joy, repeatedly promising to complete the task. The next day, I found Pei Jing with the angst novel. Young Master Pei, the book you wanted is here. To express my apology for yesterday, I also specifically bought a few comic books to give you for free. Pei Jing looked at me with satisfaction and casually tossed something to me. I caught it and saw that it was actually the car keys to a Porsche. I was so excited I stuttered. Young Master Pei, I cannot accept this. Pei Jing said nonchalantly, I am the only son of the Pei family. Hang out with me, and I won't treat you poorly. I nodded like a chick pecking at rice. Young Master Pei, just let me know whatever you need. I promise I won't decline anything I can do. These words greatly pleased Pei Jing. He took out another 2 car keys and handed them to me. What kind of young master was this? This was simply my god of wealth. However, just as I was envisioning a bright future, my phone's message notification interrupted me. I clicked it open and saw it was sent by the female lead, Lu Ruyan. I know which university you are at now. Tomorrow morning, I want to eat the soup dumplings from that shop in the south of the city. Zheng Xiang wants to eat Li's tofu skin. Bring them to our school gate at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Also, come to my school after class to pick up my homework. Finish it today and bring it over together tomorrow. Oh, right. Remember to transfer me the money from your part-time job this month. You can just keep 200 for your meals. I was completely full of question marks after reading this. The soup dumplings in the south of the city are more than than 20 kilometers away from where I live. And Lee's tofu skin is another 10 kilometers away from the soup dumpling place. My school and her school are also more than 10 kilometers apart. Which part of her body did she use to come up with such a ridiculous plan? And she wanted it delivered to her school gate by 7 a.m. Even the roosters at my second grandma's house don't wake up that early. And what's this about transferring my part-time job wages to her? I leave $200 for my own food? Why didn't she just say she wanted me to starve to death? The original male supporting character was also someone who couldn't think straight. The living expenses his parents worked so hard in the countryside to give him, he would transfer entirely to the female lead the moment he got it. Even when he worked part-time to earn living expenses and the female lead found out, he still proactively offered that if she didn't have enough money, she could ask him. The female lead actually asked, and he actually gave it to her. When I transmigrated, the male supporting character was 187 centimeters tall, but weighed only 120 g. He felt like he would fall apart with a gust of wind. Even so, he insisted on doing poverty alleviation for the female lead. When I saw that the male supporting character transferred up to $3,000 to the female lead every month, I almost lost my breath. Maybe because after I transmigrated, I didn't dote on the female lead like the original male supporting character did. So this time, the female lead took the initiative to reach out. I thought about the female lead's attitude towards the male supporting character and his miserable fate afterward, and became full of anger. I directly sent 2 words over. Idiot. Watching typing continuously showing on the other end, but not a single sentence coming through. I knew her attack power was incredibly weak. I directly deleted and blocked her in one smooth combo. What female lead? This is just a blood-sucking locust clinging to me. After school, I walked to the school gate to wait for the bus, planning to terminate the lease of my dilapidated rental room today and move to a better apartment. Considering the time constraints, I sat at the bus stop and started finishing the rich kid's homework. Just then, Lu Ruyan and Zhang Ziang walked up to me. Lu Ruyan looked at me, her eyes full of disgust. What kind of good student are you pretending to be here? How busy are you to even do homework while waiting for the bus? Then, as if giving charity, she threw hers and Zhang Ziang's homework on the ground. There, I even brought it to you. Remember to finish it and bring it back tomorrow. Zhang Ziang casually tossed 2 coins onto the ground. We're not letting you do it for free. 1 yuan per workbook. That's good enough for you, right? Don't say we're exploiting you. After all, regarding the fact that your score was swapped with mine, I actually feel quite guilty about it. I nodded. Since you feel guilty, then give the score back to me. Hearing this, Lu Ruyan pointed at me and started cursing. The score swap back then was allowed by you, and now you want Xiao Yang to give the score back to you. Why are you so vicious? Don't think you can attract my attention by doing this. I tell you, no way. This score belongs to Xiao Yang now. Don't even think about it. Lu Ruyan then pointed to the sky and said proudly, my brother has connections up high. Even if you report it, it won't be of any use. If you know what's good for you, be obedient like before and swallow this silent grievance. Zhang Ziang also hypocritically added, exactly. Don't the elderly say that suffering a loss is a blessing? Even though your score was given to me, your abilities are still there. If worst comes to worst, you can always retake a year. I looked at him like he was an idiot. Suffering a loss is a blessing? Then I wish your blessings to be as boundless as the eastern sea. You go ahead and suffer some more. I had just retorted with one sentence when Zhang Ziang's eyes instantly turned red. He grabbed Lu Ruyan's arm and started shouting, Yan Yan, look at him. I was just comforting him out of the goodness of my heart, and he talks to me like this. If others knew I was scolded by your simp, where would my face be? Didn't he say first that suffering a loss is a blessing? So I wished his blessings to be as boundless as the eastern sea. How is that scolding him? Can people not have such double standards? Seeing her white moonlight being wronged, Lu Ruyan directly tore the homework I was writing to shreds and pointed at my nose saying, Mufeng, apologize to Xiao Yang immediately. Otherwise, I won't forgive you. And quickly add me back on WeChat. Then transfer the money to me. Otherwise, this isn't over. I slapped her hand away. Then I took out my phone and found the class group chat. Under the gaze of Lu Ruyan and Zhang Ziang, I cleared my throat, my voice sounding nervous and tearful. Young Master Pei, things are bad. I was cornered at the school gate. Your homework was torn to pieces by someone at the gate. Lu Ruyan and Zhang Ziang were shocked by my actions. Then they laughed, one louder than the other. Lu Ruyan looked at me disdainfully. No way, Mufeng. You're still doing other people's homework? Zhang Ziang covered his mouth and snickered, looking at me with even more disdain. Doing homework for those rich kids. I bet you don't even get a single penny. Look how nice we are to you. We're even willing to pay you. Lu Ruyan looked at Zhang Ziang adoringly. Xiaoyang, your heart is still so kind. I sighed, worrying for the IQ of these two. 3 minutes after I sent the voice message, a Ferrari parked steadily by the roadside, followed by several black Mercedes. Pei Jing stepped out with a dark expression, his aura fully unleashed. A large group of bodyguards in black suits also stepped out of the Mercedes, closely following by his side. I knew Pei Jing was exaggeratedly rich, but looking at this grand display, I was still shocked beyond words. Pei Jing glanced at me and waved his hand. The bodyguards instantly surrounded and protected me tightly. Lu Ruyan looked at Pei Jing, who was half a body taller than her, still pretending to be calm. What do you want to do? The next second, a crisp slap rang out. Lu Ruyan's face was slapped to the side. Zhang Ziang started screaming ah. Pei Jing frowned and gave him a slap as well. So noisy. What the hell are you screaming for? Seeing Zhang Ziang being hit, Lu Ruyan, ignoring the pain in her face, shielded Zhang Ziang. On what grounds are you hitting people? What exactly do you want? This is a private matter between Mufeng and me. It has nothing to do with you. Pei Jing's expression was somewhat twisted at this moment. He gritted his teeth and spoke. On what grounds? On the grounds that I'm your ancestor. He pointed at the torn up homework on the ground. What do you mean it has nothing to do with me. If it weren't for you two dogs, my homework would have been finished by now. Zhang Ziang remained stubborn. We also asked Mufeng to help us with our homework. Why is it okay for him to do yours, but not ours? Besides, we didn't know this was yours. At worst, just have Mufeng rewrite it for you. Wouldn't that solve it? The 2 coins on the ground reflected light. After Pei Jing noticed them, he pointed at the 2 coins and looked at me with frustration at my failure to meet expectation. Are you this poor? Hearing this, a plan came to mind. So I sighed deeply. Young Master Pei, you don't understand. Just now, they tore your homework and even humiliated me with 2 coins. They said your homework is only worth 2 yuan. I argued with them, and they even tried to hit me. If you hadn't come, I'd probably be lying in the hospital by now. Lu Ruyan and Zhang Ziang were stunned by my words, pointing at me for a long time, unable to form a complete sentence. After Pei Jing heard this, he looked at the 2 with a murderous glare. He took out his phone and started typing furiously. Lu Ruyan was both shocked and terrified. What are you trying to do? Let me tell you, my brother has a strong background. If you mess with me, you won't be able to handle the consequences. Pei Jing frowned and slapped her again. 10 minutes later, several sports cars arrived belatedly. Because of this flashy presence, quite a few passers-by had gathered, whispering around the sports cars. Some people even took out their phones, curiously observing our side. Then, a few rich classmates walked over aggressively. Their fierce gazes wished they could slice Lu Ruyan and Zhang Ziang into 1,000 pieces. The eldest daughter of the Zhang family, Zhang Yao, stepped forward and grabbed Lu Ruyan's collar. I heard you two were bullying Mufeng. I think you're tired of living. If you bully Mufeng away, who's going to run errands and buy things for us? Immediately, the group of rich kids punched and kicked the 2. Meanwhile, Pei Jing frowned, staring at me. I felt a bit guilty and was just about to apologize when I heard him speak with disdain. Is this all you've got? Getting bullied by such small fries. I curled my lips. Young Master Pei, what about the homework? Pei Jing lifted his head arrogantly. What are you afraid of? If I don't write it once, can the teacher expel me? I am the largest shareholder of the school. My expression instantly froze. Wait, what did I just hear? He's the school's shareholder. Hearing the commotion, the other rich kids took a moment to turn around and said rather smugly, not only is he, but we are too. I opened my mouth wide. Why you are too? Pei Jing looked at me, exasperated. You're hanging out with me now. Can you have some backbone? Next time you see them, just hit back hard. If anything happens, I've got your back. I immediately stood up straight and nodded. Okay, young Master Pei. Lu Ruyan and Zhang Ziang ran away screaming. Those rich kids seemed to not have had enough of beating them up. Swearing, they surrounded me. What's the deal with those 2? Why did that ugly woman say she knew you? More than just knowing him. That woman said Mufeng is her simp. Hearing this, Pei Jing's knife-like gaze swept over me again. His voice even became sharp. I give you so much money, and you're out here being someone else's simp? Hearing this, I was so scared I quickly cleared my name. It's not like that, young Master Pei. Listen to my explanation. So, I briefly explained my relationship with Lu Ruyan, and also brought up the matter of my college entrance exam score being swapped. Then, I tried hard to act pitiful. Lu Ruyan also said her brother has connections, and that reporting it wouldn't work. My parents are from the countryside. Taking me down would be as simple as crushing an ant for her. This body indeed suffered a lot of grievances. Towards the end, I couldn't help but shout with true emotion. Damn that Lu Ruyan. The provincial top scorer grade I got after pulling so many all-nighters. You're just a bitch. I lowered my head, sobbing, failing to notice the complicated looks from Pei Jing and the rich kids. Zhang Yao looked at Pei Jing and said, what do we do about this? Pei Jing gritted his teeth and replied, what else is there to do? Of course we're going to help my follower snatch back his provincial top scorer grade. I was dumbfounded hearing this. This development didn't seem quite right. Shouldn't it be me relying on my own efforts to ruthlessly slap the male and female leads' faces? Why would Pei Jing help me? Could it be just because Lu Ruyan tore his homework? Zhang Yao nodded with satisfaction. Exactly what I was thinking. The other rich kids also chimed in, perfectly synchronized. I'm starting to get excited. Look, I've got goosebumps. Me too. I feel like I suddenly became the female lead in a redemption novel. What do? Get lost. You read so many novels you lost your brain, right? Looking like that, you think you're a female lead? Why don't I look like a female lead? Do you still want to negotiate that business deal with my family? Daring to talk to me like that. Bullshit. What redemption? This is called a counterattack. You bunch of country bumpkins. I watched this group of originally aloof rich kids roughhousing with each other. A trace of warmth couldn't help but flow through my heart. I originally thought I couldn't escape the fate of being bullied in the original book. But in reality, this group of people was quite easy to get along with. However, the next day, when I arrived at school, I found that all my classmates were holding their phones with solemn expressions. I asked curiously, what are you guys doing? Did my homework get leaked yesterday? Zhang Yao shoved her latest model iPhone into my hands. Look at this. I stared at the female dance streamer on the screen, a bit puzzled. What does this mean? Do I need to develop a new line of business? Zhang Yao blushed. She quickly swiped the phone, jumping to another live stream. Sorry, it's this one. Looking at the 2 familiar faces in the live stream, I was instantly dumbfounded. Weren't these Lu Ruyan and Zhang Ziang? Lu Ruyan, covering her red and swollen face, yelled in the live stream. Yesterday, I had the good intention of visiting a university to see an old classmate. Unexpectedly, a bunch of rich kids driving sports cars were showing off on the street, and without any explanation, they beat up me and my boyfriend. Zhang Ziang was also crying and complaining on the side. I am the provincial top scorer in the college entrance exam. Since I was little, because of my excellent grades, I've been praised and loved by teachers and classmates. I never expected to experience such a great humiliation yesterday. I don't want to live anymore. The comments in the live stream flooded in one after another. What did I just hear? Provincial top scorer. That's an academic guy. I really hate it when rich kids ride motorcycles or drive sports cars showing off. They have no manners. The main point isn't showing off, it's hitting people. Suggest strictly investigating the companies of these trust fund kids' parents. Looking at the one-sided comments, I couldn't help but say anxiously, are we just going to watch them invert black and white? Even though you guys were wrong to hit them, they were the ones who provoked you first. Zhang Yao said nonchalantly, don't worry. Judging by the time, Pei Jing should have already charged over there. I froze. Ah, What do you mean charged over? Charged over in a physical sense? Before I could wonder for too long, screams came from Lu Ruyan's live stream. I looked into the live stream. Pei Jing had a cold face, followed by 7 or 8 bodyguards. Lu Ruyan shouted in panic, "You are trespassing on private property. I'm going to sue you." Zhang Ziang pointed at Pei Jing angrily. "It's him. He's the one who hit us." The live stream seemed to freeze. No one spoke for a long time. Then, after a short while, the comments started scrolling rapidly. "This guy is so badass. My goodness. This is a genuine wealthy young master. It's actually Pei Jing from the family of the richest man in the IT sector. Would someone of this status just hit people casually? Anyway, I don't believe it. The streamer doesn't even know who this is. Now there's a good show to watch." Looking at the comments that instantly reversed public opinion, the two of them opened their mouths wide. At the same time, they realized that the man in front of them was an existence they couldn't afford to mess with. Pei Jing waved his hand. Several bodyguards instantly stepped forward, pulling Lu Ruyan and Zhang Ziang aside. Pei Jing walked to the camera, took out a few sets of exam papers, and said, the original copies were what she found for Pei Jing. I turned my head to look at Song Rui. The girl smiled proudly and said, "No need to thank me, Mu Feng. Next time, just bring me a few packs of spicy sticks for free." The comments in the live stream were also extremely shocked. "Okay, now I have to kneel while watching this stream. Wait a minute. The name on the exam paper isn't the Zhang mentioned in the reports. Why is it Mu Feng?" When Lu Ruyan and Zhang Ziang saw the answer sheet, they instantly panicked. Zhang Ziang cried even louder. Pei Jing showed the name on the answer sheet more clearly to everyone in the live stream. That's right, this year's provincial top scorer should be student Mu Feng, but it was swapped to student Zhang by student Lu's brother. Now, I want to make this matter public to give student Mu Feng a chance for the truth to be known. I also hope everyone takes this as a warning and does not try to cheat in major exams. Right after Pei Jing finished speaking, people in the live stream suddenly started sending gifts like crazy. Seeing this, Zhang Yao, who was standing beside me, quickly stood up and shouted, "Stop sending. Stop sending. Don't let that bitch profit from this." The rich kid who sent the gifts waved his hand carelessly. "It's fine, the live stream needs traffic right now. Later, I'll use being a minor as an excuse to get a refund." Zhang Yao smiled and said, "Classic you." After the live stream ended, this incident instantly trended on hot searches. Looking at several hot search topics related to me, I still couldn't quite process it for a moment. Pei Jing arrived at the classroom right on the bell ending class. I hurriedly ran up to him. For a moment, I didn't know what to say. Saying thank you seemed a bit too pale, but not saying it felt wrong since he helped me so much. Pei Jing frowned, looking at me, expecting me to say something, and I directly gave a 90-degree bow. "Young Master Pei, truly, thank you." I straightened my body and looked at him sincerely. "You helped me a lot. I don't know if there is anything I can do for you in return." Pei Jing waved his hand dismissively. "Just take care of all my subjects' homework from now on." I agreed with a smile. "Absolutely." Zhang Yao smiled at me. "I was wondering how you could finish homework so fast every time. Turns out you're a genuine top student." I scratched my head, a bit embarrassed. My brain just works a bit better." Zhang Yao looked at me teasingly. "Oh my, that sounds way too humble bragging." After the score was corrected, leaders from top universities came looking for me, inviting me to study at their schools, and the conditions they offered were even better than my current school. Actually, I was hesitating whether to transfer to a better school because the teaching resources and education there should be better. During class, the teacher walked in. First, he beamed with joy and praised me, the top scorer. Then he looked strictly at the other rich kids. "Mu Feng has such great academic grades. After graduation, Fortune 100 companies will fight to hire him. What about you? If you don't study hard now, you'll only be able to go home and inherit billions of family assets." My initial smile froze upon hearing the last sentence. Zhang Yao teased me. "Fortune 100? Mu Feng, come work for our family's company." The other rich kids scrambled to surround me. "Come to mine. My family is in the top 10. Top 10 is nothing. Mine is top 3. What's the point of just looking at rankings? Mu Feng, come to my company. I'll pay you a salary of 50,000 a month. Are you looking down on our provincial top scorer? Come to mine. I'll give you 100,000. Okay, everyone is bidding like this, right? Then I'll write a blank check. Mu Feng, ask for however much you want." Watching the somewhat out of control scene, I was utterly shocked. How was this a situation of hard to find a job? This was guaranteed employment post-graduation. Pei Jing coughed. The others looked at him. Zhang Yao said with some dissatisfaction, "What? You're going to fight with us too? Your family's company is overseas. Mu Feng definitely won't get used to the white people food there. You'd better stay out of it." Pei Jing ignored her, looked at me, and asked, "Do you want to transfer schools?" At these words, the classmates froze. The teacher also froze. Zhang Yao was the first to react, hugging my shoulder and wailing, "You can't go. If you leave, who will run errands for us?" Song Miao also said nervously, "Mu Feng, isn't it good for you to stay here? Why do you have to leave?" Suddenly, as if remembering something, she glared fiercely at Zhang Yao. "Did you not pay Mu Feng the errand fee for buying comics yesterday?" Zhang Yao jumped up anxiously. "Don't spit blood at people, slander me. I even gave him tens of thousands extra." Song Miao then looked at another rich kid. "Then was it you?" The rich kid paled in fright. "Bullshit, I gave him 50,000 yesterday just to fetch me some water." Song Miao's voice suddenly rose. 50,000? Why didn't you give him 100,000? Are you looking down on our provincial top scorer? Hearing this, the rich kid hurriedly pulled out his wallet, shoving a black card into my hand. Here, Mu Feng, this is my supplementary card. Swipe it however you like from now on. It has a 10 million limit. I opened my mouth, not knowing what to say for a moment. Zhang Yao also arrogantly took out her wallet and also pulled out a black card. Swipe mine. My limit is 50 million. Seeing this, the others pulled out black cards one after another. I hurriedly shouted, "Stop." I sighed and said, "I wasn't planning to transfer. I think it's pretty good here. I want to continue being classmates with you guys." Hearing this, everyone let out a huge cheer. Woohoo! Pei Jing looked at me, his eyes full of smiles and appreciation. After that, my campus life was as busy as ever, because I was still running errands for everyone. The only difference was, everyone was giving more and more money. Later, I also heard the disciplinary results for Lu Ruyan and Zhang Ziang. Both of them were expelled from their original schools, and Lu Ruyan and Zhang Ziang, for violating personal information, were facing prison time. 4 years later, I successfully graduated from the aristocratic academy. On graduation day, I went on stage to speak as an outstanding graduate. Holding the microphone, my tears wouldn't stop falling. Choking up, I bowed deeply to all my classmates off stage. Thank you. Thank you to all the classmates in our class. Without you, I wouldn't have my top scorer status from 4 years ago, nor today's achievements. I am very grateful for these 4 years of college life. You will always be my best friends. Pei Jing took the lead in applauding me from the audience, looking at me with a free, unrestrained, and flamboyant gaze, and I looked at him, revealing a smile from the bottom of my heart. Yes, I have successfully avoided the original male supporting character's fate. If your perspective changes, the world will change along with it. My possibilities will extend infinitely. Even though at the start of the journey, I was still a love-struck cannon fodder male supporting character. But for the rest of my life, I will write my own brilliant story.